Welcome, everybody, to the Saturday morning real estate marketing show with Ruth Allbrand, Ruthie Rocks, Ruth Allbrand, and Marketing Max. Today is episode 62, and it's our So Boca episode because we have a special guest today. She's been on the show before, Michelle Belisari. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. She's
on the show. She's
from Boca Raton, Florida. And she's going to tell us share some things about what she's doing out there on her end, from the real estate end, and using social media. And she's kind of becoming the mayor of Boca Raton, the digital mayor, which we've been talking about, right?
Yeah,
so
I love it.
Before we hear what you're up to, let's pass it back to Ruth here to talk about what's happening in the real estate market here in Las Vegas.
Good morning, everybody. It's Ruthie Rocks, and I'm so happy it's St. Patrick's Day, and I forgot the green.
So did I. So
what's going on in Vegas? Well, the rental market, I can tell you, is on fire. With our property management business, we have had to hire another leasing agent just to keep up with the phone calls and the number of people that are moving here. I mean, and Michelle, they're moving here from Florida. They're moving here from Chicago. They're moving here from Minneapolis, where it's cold, and they're moving here in droves from California.
Wow.
And so the rental market right now is on fire, which means hopefully, in a year, those renters will turn into buyers. And right. Yeah. So we've got about 7,328 single family homes, not townhomes or condos, that are on the market right now that are active. And since March the 1st, we've sold about 1,025 homes that have actually closed escrow. So that's a different scenario than we've been having, especially last year when we were selling half of what we had available.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But the interesting thing is, I went a little deeper because I know this market I can see it. I mean, John's out there in it. So I know that it's jumping. And I looked at what's under contract, and there's 3,500 homes under contract. So what that says to me is that the market is going up. As everybody knows, we had a very different winter, and we're still having to me, it's a little chilly spring, if you will.
It is a little chilly spring. Yeah, well, let's blame it on the week of snow that we had for the slowdown in Las Vegas.
Yeah, and the half the market is between the $250,000 and the $400,000 range. So, that's the meat of our market. And interesting, I did a live video this week about the market in California, where the median priced home there is over $500,000. And the median priced home here is $292,000. So that is a huge difference in people's lifestyles and, what it takes for them to enjoy having and owning a home. So okay. That's about it for the market this week.
Yeah. What else is going on in real estate?
Well, interesting. I see that Zillow is now advertising against us. They're using the lead gen ads. They're using live video. They're doing all the things that we teach our agents to do as far as tactics and strategy. Mm-hmm. And so I just ask agents, stop spending money with Zillow because they're turning around and they're spending it against you.
Against us.
I mean, it doesn't make sense. And I think they're really changing their model. And I think that they are going to be hot and heavy into competing against us more and more. And I think, like I said last week, Open Door, which is another iBuyer platform, is ranked number 1 in our market. They have sold more homes this year than anybody else. Mm-hmm. That says something. And that doesn't even include the Zillow and the Purple Bricks and the other iBuyer platforms. So I think that we have to be really wary, and the best way to do it, and is what Michelle is doing. It's a great segue into what her business is. You've got to be in front of the people. If you live in Summerlin, you've got to say, hey, people, or hey, guys, are you in Summerlin? Do you know that the city ballpark is about to open? And you can be standing in front of it, showing them the sign. You don't need to be in the video, but you need to be giving out bits and pieces of information every day. Right, Michelle?
Right.
Every day, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, your choice of platform is. Where is your community at, right? So I agree with you on that. And shining the light on your community.
Yeah.
It's really fun to do that besides the fact, but it makes really good sense because then people get to know you, like you, and trust you. And they also will find you because you'll start rolling up
Popping up in their
the
feed all the time.
Yeah, and the Google juice. You know, I got a referral the other day from my YouTube video that I have.
Oh,
and
wow.
It's about moving to Boca. And so I've had I think three leads from it, and one, they changed their mind, but they found me on there, and the other two they're moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
So you just never know where this is going to go.
Yeah, and remind me, I have a YouTube tip for you. Just remind me a little bit later if you could. Before we dig too deep into what you do, Michelle, but how's your market out there? I mean, are you seeing the same slowdown as we in the winter as we here? And
we've
what's
had a bit of a
about?
slowdown here. You know, we're not seasonal like years and years ago, but we've definitely seen a slowdown. The closed sales compared to last year are a little less. Time on the market is a little more. If you're a seller and you are testing the market at a high price, be prepared to do a price adjustment because chances are your high price isn't going to fly. It's just the buyers aren't coming in and doing lowball offers even. They're just, not doing anything.
Wow.
So if you're a motivated seller, price it right out of the get-go. Make sure whoever you hire as an agent has social media strategies in place. Professional photographer will communicate with you and other things like that. But yeah, it's been a little slower. It happens.
Okay. Yeah, so you're feeling it on the East Coast as well. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Right. Oh,
we lost Ruth.
Ruth, we can't hear you anymore.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, there you go.
What are you doing to attract business, Michelle?
I'm sorry?
What are you doing to attract business?
Honestly, with hashtag SoBoca, S3Os BOCA, that is my lifestyle blog that I started in 2017. And I
Oops, we lost you now.
Oh no. We
lost Michelle. On there.
There you
go.
Can't hear.
Informative. Oh, can you see me and hear me?
Yeah, Michelle, for some reason your internet connection is probably a little slow. Is that
better?
Give me a second. Wait, keep talking. Let's see. Let's find out.
Okay. So I get to share what's community in my town. So I drop in eat and drink, visit and stay, hive and home. We add some evergreen content as well because we want people to also find out more about Boca. So we put things on there about traveling and things like that. And that was some advice that I got from another blogger actually who said it's okay to be micro local, but at the same time add some evergreen content. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay. And when you mean evergreen content, you mean about the town
Universal.
In general? Or
okay. My oldest daughter's a flight attendant.
Okay.
So she wrote, she actually did a YouTube video and I transcribed it. And it's all about how to plan your trip. Like if you're going to plan a trip, how to do it. It was 7 tips on that. So that's on there. Yeah. And I don't just focus exclusively on Boca because Palm Beach County is a very big county. Mm-hmm. And we have Palm Beach, we have West Palm, we have Jupiter, Lake Worth, Delray Beach. I mean, there's so many little towns that I've done things to do in Boynton Beach, things to do in West Palm, so that if someone hits on West Palm, but maybe they want to live in Boca, it'll lead them back to that.
Got it. And so my question for you, Michelle, is how do you choose? Do you plan out your content and how do you choose which platform to put what content on? What's your thought processes around that?
Yeah. So my blog is on WordPress, like a self-hosted WordPress site, which I highly recommend. And what I did is I actually came up with an editorial calendar. Of course, being the true Aries that I am, I did it all backwards. I jumped right in, and then I'm like, oh, step number 1, I better do that. So I did a spreadsheet actually on Google Docs, coming up with content ideas. And I looked at magazines at the grocery store because they always have such great content headlines.
Yeah. Fantastic.
I'm like,
Yes.
oh, yeah. Like I'm getting my hair done and taking pictures in magazines. Like, oh, that would be a good piece. That would be a good piece. That would be a good piece.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So I do kind of plan that out and then tag it in. So when I do a blog post, then I type back into my social media. So Instagram, and I put it on Facebook. And if it makes sense, I'll put it on LinkedIn. I know LinkedIn is a great platform. It's just not overly relevant for me right now. Mine is more what do they call it? Like educational and entertainment.
Yeah, edutainment. Edutainment.
Yeah, whatever they call it.
Okay.
So but what I am finding is, because I'm actually in a blog challenge, and it's fantastic that this couple put together. And so I'm actually making sure that I am following up with very similar types of bloggers. So we are liking and sharing and learning from each other. The other thing that I think is really, really good, and I'm starting to do more of this, I did this for Valentine's Day, is I did what they call a blogger roundup. And I pulled from a few bloggers and added their blog in my article about Valentine's Day.
Great.
So it helps with your link back. Ruth knows way more about that stuff than I do. I'm learning all this stuff.
Yeah. Well, on that note, let me throw in a YouTube tip, and I'm going to test it out. But I learned it from, I forgot his name, some Dave guy. He does a lot of review YouTube videos, and he's called like a super affiliate, right? So he's made like millions of dollars on being an affiliate of the people. So his strategy is to create. So say for instance, like if you're trying to attract buyers, right? You would put some keywords like buyer's guide to Boca Raton as the title, right? And then you have what we call the one main video that talks about Boca Raton, but talks about you and you being a real estate agent, how you can help, right? And then what you do is create 4 or 5 like ancillary pieces with the same title, but say for instance, like buyer's guide to Boca Raton, the school system, right? That would be one video. Then buyer's guide, Boca Raton, cost of living, right? Buyer's guide, Boca Raton, amenities or entertainment, dining, whatever. So you would create 3 or 4 or 5 of these like ancillary videos, but in the link back, you would link back to your main video on YouTube, right? So basically everything points back, and what happens is YouTube, because it recognizes that you're linking back to another YouTube video, it begins to rank you much better as well, because they're pulling you back. So what everybody does right now for the majority part is they're linking out to their blog, they're linking out to Facebook, they're linking out to whatever, but YouTube's like, we don't want anyone leaving YouTube. We want people coming back to you. So,
like Facebook?
Exactly right. Exactly right. So you create this one central video and then ancillary videos. And you can do the same thing for sellers, right? Selling in Boca Raton, that video series. And then you do, things to think about, right? Current home prices, blah, blah. And then you link back to your main video.
I love that, actually. And I have seller videos already done. So I will go back in. Thank you, giving me another project to do today.
She's writing it down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you do like mental note there. I'm like, yeah, I can go back and fix that so easily. And I've got a couple buyer videos, so I could go back in and totally fix that. Thank you.
Right. So, I mean, it gives you one, you're going to dominate that keyword, whatever you choose, right? And if you make sure, if you use any pictures for your thumbnail, that it has the keyword of what you're trying to do, like, looking to buy in Boca Raton or something like that. So you name everything with those keywords. And then this is a strategy for you to rank like quickly and high and pretty much dominate then on your Google searches as well, because obviously YouTube's part of Google. When people type in that long tail keyword, real estate in Boca Raton, or buying in Boca Raton, you'll be ranked. And not only that, you have your main video, and then like 5 or 6 of your other videos are ranked too. And they're like, oh, this lady obviously knows what she's talking about, because she's on the first page of both YouTube and Google as well. So,
well, I love the strategy with that, because my main video has about 3,600 views. It's probably about 6 months old. That's my highest view one, right?
Perfect.
So I love the concept and the strategy of tying that back in together, because it is very hard when you're a solo agent to compete with the companies, because really you're up against the companies who have big teams behind them doing their social for them.
Right. Sure.
And so great idea. Thank you so much. Just like
go check it out. I created when I was in the mortgage business, actually, I created a video with a real estate agent here in town called Las Vegas Real Estate Short Sales. Right. And if you YouTube that, I'm still like number 1 or number 2 video in YouTube, which is so crazy, because I created it over 2.5 years ago. But I did a lot of like key things in there, which is keywords, like using exact keywords and everything. If you look at the video and you look at my tags in my video and stuff like that, there's a keyword strategy, obviously, that you need to implement. You
use keyword research, or a different one to help you figure out the competitiveness of your keywords?
Do I? Or
yeah,
that question. So you can. I mean, I think the old Google has a keyword tool.
Yeah, they've got the extension.
The extension. There's I forgot. I don't do a lot of YouTube videos anymore, and I'm going to start. So I haven't seen all the other tools that are available now. But I just ran across one the other day, which was a really cool tool. I didn't use it because it required me to log into my Facebook. So I didn't want to I'm like, I don't know this yet. I need to do a little research before I give access to my Facebook personal page and log in. But it like basically allows you to track and get all the statistics on every ad related to like your keyword, like real estate or whatever, like, and gives you statistics like how many impressions, how many views, potentially how much money they spent.
Is that, SEM Rush?
No. I forgot what the name of it was. But there's a lot of tools. If you just Google, there's a ton of tools for you to do research, some free, some paid.
It's amazing though. Here's a good point. And Ruth, I know like you are just amazing at this. There's so much free stuff out there to generate your own leads.
Yes.
I just can't see forking over a lot of money for some of the things that now I know people are very successful. It's just not for me with that.
Are you running a Facebook group at all, Michelle?
I have a very small one. I'm more on Instagram.
Okay. What are you, what's the group called?
SIP Social Sell, which I may be changing that name, but it's more because I focus on niches in real estate, and that is more of my passion in teaching agents how to work with niches. So I think I'm going to change the name so it's all kind of aligning.
Right.
And I haven't spent a lot of time growing it. It has about 45 people in it, but my patience level is so low with that. I've had a few people say I probably should grow it. So.
Right. Maybe here's one thing I was going to do. So I started a group called Master Your Money. So it's basically talking about how to get out of debt, basically, because I've paid off like $70,000 in debt in the last 2 years.
Good for you.
Through the whole Dave Ramsey Financial Peace Program. But
snowball.
Right, exactly right. The snowball method. And the thing about it is like once you get like an audience, like you kind of built already, you want to gather them up into in a place where you indoctrinate them even further. But it's got to be a place where it's a subject matter that's kind of non-related to you selling real estate, right? So your focus on the real estate agents is teaching agents is perfect. But if you're looking to attract just consumers in general for future real estate sales, I would do something like, how to Boca home decorating or something like that.
How about a hashtag Boca VIP group?
Or make it less conspicuous, make it more relevant to an interest. That's related, exactly. Like that's related to kind of real estate, like, home decor for, Southern Florida residents, right? Or do you know what I'm saying? So that they go there together and it's basically your tribe, right? Like, so, hey.
I will tell you exactly what I love. Thrift store shopping.
There you go.
It's my freaking jam, and I have an eye for stuff. And
boom.
Thank you. This is a tip for you guys. Here's something awesome.
What are you going to call it, Michelle? I didn't hear that.
I don't know.
What'd she say?
Related to thrift shopping. So
something related to thrift shopping.
Yeah.
So give us a tip.
I thought about building one for Boca, but then I was like, I've got the page. I'm on Instagram. I've got the blog. I'm like, I'm more passionate about, let me find a Tiffany votive candle holder that I know retails for $50 that has a $1 sticker on it.
Boom. People would watch that and join that.
They did.
Yeah.
So what we did recently, there's so much, like where you guys live, so much in the nonprofit space and very philanthropic community here. It's just crazy how much every day of the week there is some event raising money for a nonprofit. Trust Bridge, which took over hospice down here, reached out to us because of Instagram on Boca and asked us to do $100 shopping spree at their resale store, which I love.
Wow.
And my parents both went through hospice, and unfortunately I've had friends and stuff as I've gotten older go through it. And we were like, yeah. Did the shopping, and we did a Facebook. Walked around the store, picked a few. Did a Facebook to everyone. Cool stuff. Like, it's not about walkers and wheelchairs. The store has amazing stuff. We're in freaking Boca Raton, Palm Beach County. You can find Lily there. You can find whatever, right? Then we came home and we did a true haul video and put it all together. I got a phone call, Ruth, when I was out in Las Vegas for the convention.
Yeah.
Asking me to go to lunch. And I was like, oh, that'd be great. Just thanking us for doing it. I'm like, great. We've definitely got thousands of views of this video at this point. Wow. So this lady says to me, she goes, I want to thank you. She said, in the 15 years that the store's been open, the next day we had the highest sales in the store ever.
Did you get that on live video that she said that?
I totally asked her if she would do video, and she said, yes, I have it.
Wait.
My point being is, if you're not comfortable doing a retail store or a business, but you're passionate about a local nonprofit, help them.
Yeah.
Just that's a great way, because they don't have a lot of money in most cases. Right. Go out and do a video. And all of them have these resale stores now, which is really great. But thank you. That was a great tip. I'm definitely going to run with it because I love that crap. I could do that all day long. I'll stop on Monday. Good. Boca has great bulk pickup day every week.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, Michelle, Gary Vee says, stop selling.
Just document.
Document and start informing people and giving them a reason to listen to you, because people know how to buy real estate. We don't have to tell them how to do that. But what you're doing is creating interest, and they're going to know, like, and trust you, right? That's the whole thing. And they're going to say, hey, if I ever buy real estate, I'm going to use Michelle. Right. And that's really how it works.
I agree with you. Absolutely.
Right. And just put, like in your little video, just subtly put, your name and real estate agent, Boca Raton. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even have to say it in the video. You just have to put it, but your content's going to be what's dry. And if you love thrift shopping, I'm telling you, that's build your tribe around that, right? And
that's such a good idea, because I've struggled with that, because I've had people talk to me about it, and I'm like,
there's a group called, I think it's called the Las Vegas group. And it's about informing people of what they can do when they come to Vegas, and like the shows they could go see, the hotel specials, all those things, and where the locals go and things like that. And there's a lot of real estate agents that participate in that group, but of course you can't sell in a group,
Right.
It's taboo. You can't do that. However, some of the people that I know that are in these groups, every once in a while, somebody says, well, you know what, I'm moving there, right? Well, who said that? And you can go DM them,
yeah.
right? And say, hey, if you're really interested in moving to Vegas, let me help you. So, as long as your group isn't about selling you and it's about this thrift idea, I think that it's going to rock.
Right.
Oh my gosh, that's fun. And here's a thing that I've started doing with my YouTube videos. When I see that in a group, because the moment someone drops in, they're thinking of moving in one of these groups, it's like, oh my God, it's like 10,000 realtors. And so I just kind of like drop a little something, and then I sidebar in the IM, and I drop in my move to Boca Raton video. And then that way they can see all about Boca. And then and if you're not interested in Boca, let me know how I can help you out. And I don't tell them I'm going to help them as far as what are you looking for, I always find it funny in these groups, all these realtors jump on and none of them have the cojones to say, that's great. What are you looking for? Are you pre-approved? What are you looking? Are you thinking of renting? I mean, nobody asks any questions. They just go, yeah, here's my name. And I want to be that agent that says, that's great, but
right. Now, and the great thing about a group is that you leverage kind of technology and other people's content as well to continue to perpetuate your brand, right? And then if you love thrift shopping, all you do is just shoot a quick video as you're finding, like I'm going into this thrift shop, whatever. And then if you find a great deal, you're like, check this out. Guess what I bought? And then eventually you get with the owner of the thrift shop stores and you're like, hey, I do these videos. I get hundreds of views or thousands of views or whatever. Can we partner up to do something together?
Yeah.
I love it. This is fantastic. See, collaboration, thinking on a Saturday morning.
Right.
Love it. By the way, I loved your town.
Oh, isn't it great?
Oh my God. I was there for 2.5 days and I was like, I'm coming back. Kylie's been telling me that. She's like, you're going to love Las Vegas. I'm like, yeah. She's like, no, you're really going to like it. So when I came out, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I haven't been here.
Oh
wow. It was your first time.
Yeah. This is such a community too. When you get outside and off the strip, we're a new town, which is what I love. Basically this town has been built since 1990. So it's really new. The communities are clean. The streets are clean. If you drive around, I don't know if you had the opportunity to drive around Vegas, but the housing developments are just beautiful. We have great schools. Everything is new and people have so much energy here. I think that's what I really love about it. It's a 24/7 town, but there's so much energy. Everybody's like filled with it. They came to Vegas, and they love it. If you don't, the funny thing is, if you don't love it, you leave it. And that's what we love about it. Don't complain about Vegas and think you're going to live here because we don't want to.
No. Well, it's interesting because I stayed at the Hyatt Place, which is where Kylie, her airline's contracted with. So I stayed with her at the Hyatt Place by the German restaurant. And so I Ubered back and forth to the MGM Grand. What was so interesting was in my conversations with all of the Uber drivers and a couple of taxi drivers, by the way, they love it there. I asked them, what do you love about Las Vegas? They said, it's so affordable. Everything's new. Exactly what you just said, Ruth. Yeah. It's new. It's easy to get here. If I want to go to California, it's not a long drive. The airport's fantastic. Not one person said anything negative about your town. And I loved that. I thought, wow, that's pretty. And I Ubered back and forth several times, like at least 6 or 7 times.
The positivity here and the energy is I've never
What?
seen it any or felt it anywhere else.
No, it was awesome. And I think that's why I liked it. And Kylie kept saying, Mom, you're going to love it out there because it's your energy and your vibe. And even like we went to Giada's for dinner, and the food was fantastic. The whole scene, the girls, the hostess gals were fantastic. The ambiance was right up our alley. I mean, it was great.
I mean, half this town is less than 20 years old. Like it's so crazy. Like I look at my side of town, and I live in Centennial Hills, the northwest side of town, and it's literally just less than a decade old. Like
how great though for
it's
selling,
amazing.
you know.
No, fantastic. Yeah, it's fantastic. Everything is new, like you said, and I like that about it. And that's why I moved out of California. One of the very first things I noticed, like everything's just brand new here, which is great.
Yeah, no, I loved it, and I will be back.
Well, Michelle,
I fly for free, so it's easy.
There's really not a lot of real estate agents that are becoming the mayor of Las Vegas. Like Gary Vee says, become the mayor of your town. And I'm not really sure why. And of course, if I were back in real estate, I would be doing that. I remember when Gary Vee said it at the first time I ever met him. He said, go out and become the mayor of Las Vegas. Go visit the restaurants, interview the owners, because everybody, Ruth. What's going on.
Right.
But that's not what I do. But I try to get other people to do it. I try to really implore the agents to do it and reach out to people and in this town, because you have so much activity and 100,000 new visitors every day. I mean, if you just think of the numbers, it's just incredible what you could do if you really, like some of the things that you're doing with Boca. You could really rock here. And I'm not saying you're not rocking there, but
Oh no, I totally know what you're saying though. And well, look, Sue Pinky Benson and I were walking through the MGM Grand. She always has these fun facts out of nowhere. And we're walking, and she's like, got her phone up, and she's like, "Do you know that all go through the MGM Grand every day?" And I'm like, "That's like the size of Boca."
Right.
We just laughed our heads off. I mean, it was just like ridiculous. But I think what it is though too, you either have to believe in that this type of marketing and branding is for you. You have to kind of own it.
Yes.
And I could see someone thinking, oh, it's too big of a project, Las Vegas. But I think you could segment that down into niches that maybe you find the solo business owner on the strip or whatever. I don't know. I don't know much about that, but find the person who does all the light bulbs for all that neon and do that as an interview. That would be fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Right.
No. Like, wow, how did you get into that business?
Tell me if I'm wrong here for both of you. I mean, the problem with just the regular real estate agent is like their time commitment, right? One of the biggest fears and the big thing is the time commitment and whether they can translate this into immediate cash flow. And that's the challenge and the roadblock for all these realtors. And so I can tell you right now, as you were talking, Ruth, I mean, I really think if you're a brokerage owner, right, you have more time than your agents, supposedly. And if you want to provide value to your entire brokerage and to the agents within your brokerage, maybe you go out there and become the face of, whatever real estate company and then go do the interview stuff. And then as you get leads, you disseminate that to your team. Right. And that's something that's value add and not a lot of brokerage owners do that. I mean, a lot of them, especially the small ones, obviously are still working agents themselves.
Yeah, they're competing brokers.
Right, they're competing brokers. So I get that, and so I mean, there's a challenge there, but a lot of it comes from they don't know if this can translate into something that can get immediate revenue for them.
Well, let me jump in on that because this is so interesting. Does it make sense to have multiple streams of income? Probably. And you, like, I went to a podcast convention in Orlando last.
Oh, we lost you, Michelle.
Happened.
So you went to the podcast convention and we didn't hear anything after that, Michelle.
He was fantastic. Was there, and I thought about it, and hashtag So Bocas is not 6 months old now. It's we're coming into our second year, and we do collaborations with other companies and businesses.
Mm-hmm.
They reach out to us to do things, whether we do it in trade or like I've got somebody right now that wants me to do some of the videos that I do at their storefront because they like the vibe and whatnot of So Boca. You just don't know where this can lead, and you don't know what business owner is going to move, or they've got adult children that need to move, or maybe they need to downsize. It's not immediate. And it's funny because I was just interviewed about my flash briefing and my podcast, and it was very like, well, have you seen any referrals from this? Like, what's a transaction that you did from this? And I'm like, well, first of all, my Lexi flash briefing is only about 4 months old, and we have to train the consumer to go listen. They're still on, Zillow and stuff. And podcasting is the same way, but you know what? It all starts to converge. And then you've got some social proof, but you've also got some additional tools that you can talk to a home seller about and say, listen, I'm going to talk about your listing on my podcast. Exactly. I'm going to do this and this. And you may not see the green right away, but it will. You're planting the seeds. Because look, Ruth, I didn't kill the plant that I got at Gary V. I wanted to do that.
Cool. Isn't that beautiful?
I know. I usually kill everything. So I think that's a bit of an issue because everybody wants to know, like, well, how quickly did you get a referral? I don't know. You've been on Zillow for how long? How many referrals have actually panned out?
Right. And it's training yourself to do that work, because what they don't understand is you're building, content that's evergreen as well, and that is still searchable out there, and it perpetuates your brand 24/7, right? You don't have to be in front of the client physically to have them to know you, like you, and trust you anymore. And that's the key, is that they don't understand that part of it yet. And it's a lot of it comes from obviously fear, being able to put themselves out in front of people, and then fear of looking ridiculous, whatever. But I can tell you the more ridiculous you look, actually, the more views you're probably going to get, because everybody likes to watch a train wreck, and if you can laugh at yourself, even better.
Here's the flip side of that. If you really don't want to do video, that's okay. Do a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
because you can take your audio and use something like Headliner. And I'm seeing a lot of podcasters putting that on YouTube now and doing the same thing. Peter Lorimer's doing that, who we met at Agent 2021. He takes his podcast and he puts it on his YouTube channel. I'm like, oh, that's brilliant. Good idea.
Yeah, absolutely. and not only that, like I'm starting to notice my own behavior on Facebook and Instagram and all these places. Like sometimes there's video, but if they don't have if they don't transcribe it, right, I'm flipping through it, because I want to be able to read it, and I'm most of the time in areas where I can't just turn the sound on, or I'm in a public place and I can't hear anyways. So you got to transcribe your videos now, because most of the time people are not sitting around that they can hear a lot. They will. I'm sure you have to have sound, but I'm saying transcribe everything, and you'll get much bigger viewership, because a lot of people can't hear in wherever they're at. Doesn't allow them to turn on the sound to get to hear it legibly.
I think the other thing is too, sometimes you don't want to watch or listen to 20 minutes of something. When I read things, I scan.
Mm-hmm.
So I read very quickly. My kids didn't believe it, and I finally was like, no, it's just how I am. So I kind of chunk it out, and I jump from paragraph to paragraph, and then I've read something that would have taken me 20 minutes to listen to in maybe 5 minutes or 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
And sometimes I just need the information like now. Like I can't sit there and wait.
Right. Absolutely. And on your videos, if you already are transcribing it, long form post it on your post as well, so that if someone doesn't want to watch the video, but you have a really good headline, they may just see more and they'll actually read the whole thing. Because some people consume differently. Like me, I'm a classic example. Sometimes I would rather read something that's engaging than to listen to someone or watch someone. More specifically, watch someone. So, just a couple tips there as well.
I love that.
All these live videos can just be uploaded to rev.com, and you can put them back down on your post, and so now you have a live one, and then you have one that's been captioned. And I ask everybody to please do that. And I just wrote in the title, I don't know if you can see that, Michelle, audience is the new email. Yep. I mean, the open rate for email is 20%. Not saying that we shouldn't still do email, because we're going to still do email. But the live videos and the audience that we generate, that's where we have to put our focus and our money and our advertising dollars and our tips. Everything is going to be about video, and captioning is going to be extremely important. And on the podcasting, where people have to listen, I love the idea of getting that transcribed and putting it out there too.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny how things go full circle.
And that takes pressure off of agents who are worried about the time constraint. If you do a video, then as you know, you can break it down into a number of pieces. So maybe you can just get one video done a week. That's fine. Break it down into some small pieces, schedule it out at different times so you're hitting different audiences. Make sure you're engaging, and there you go. How long does that really take? 1 hour, maybe? You're not doing a long video, but I think it's also about routines and habits. And once you get into that routine of maybe batching, like I'm editing a couple podcasts today. Like I'm doing 2 at a time, maybe 3, and then they're done. Same with videos. Like I've got some video I need to do, so I'll do a couple of those today and just be done with it. I think for me, I'm reserving that for the weekends, because that I don't work with a ton of buyers, so I'm not running around like crazy on the weekends. So I kind of move stuff around. So I think that's the time I'm going to do my editing.
Yeah.
What's your specialty, Michelle?
I'm sorry?
What's your specialty? Probate?
I really love, I love working with people in transition, probate, seniors that downsize, divorce situations, a little more of an emotional scenario where people really do need, they need hand-holding in most cases. And we have so many people that don't live here, but maybe their parents do. And so I think it's really important that if they have to sell a property because someone passed away, it's not a transactional sale. It's a relationship that you are forging with people, which is one of the reasons I loved being able to do that video for hospice, because I donate to hospice. I want people to know what a great organization that they are, and that I don't just, walk the walk. I like this organization, and this is why. It's the same reason I'm involved with raising money for the Alzheimer's Association. I work with seniors that downsize, and I have the SRES and the Certified Senior Housing Professional certification. And if I'm going to work with families who are coping with dementia and Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, why wouldn't I want to try and help find a cure for that? And my booby, my dad's mom, had Alzheimer's, and I just had a relative of mine pass away from Lewy body dementia. So I mean, it's my passion to be able to, what I call one call handle it all. List the property, help them with the clean out, estate sale, donations, and also just be there to talk to my customers when they just need to talk. Because when you're grieving, it's a terrible situation. I remember when my mom passed away, I hardly could talk for 6 months. Like literally, I just didn't have anything to say. So can you imagine all of a sudden you're the personal representative and you have to take over all the finances of the property, sell the property, whatever's going on in the estate, and deal with the legal stuff, and then have maybe a realtor that just doesn't get it. I
Right.
can't imagine.
Yeah.
I can't. So yeah, I love that stuff, and I like teaching agents that it's not for every agent, by the way, either.
It definitely takes a certain type of agent, a certain person to be able to handle, a very sensitive, emotional time in someone's life and be able to guide them through that for sure.
Yeah, and work with the attorneys too, because you have to be able to have those conversations.
Right.
So Michelle, have you developed a webinar for this?
Yes, I have actually. I am going to be doing a webinar on the 27th. I believe that's a Wednesday of this month. And it is really pillars of probate real estate for real estate agents. And all of the things that I learned how to do back in 2011 and 12. So I've been doing it for some time now, and how I, source my own leads, the type of marketing that I do, what kind of spreadsheet do I use, what do I send to a personal representative? How do I network with attorneys and get them to feel comfortable referring their clients to me, because that's a big deal, and then get repeat business from them and testimonials and social media. And then I'll have a workbook. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, like several years. Yeah. And so I appreciate you asking me about it, but yes, I am doing it.
Well, I have another reason for asking you, and that is this webinar going to be videoed so that it can be repurposed?
It is. It's going to be a 2-hour webinar. I like to learn in boom, boom. I don't want a 5-day whatever. So I jumped on some webinars myself, and I went, I kind of like this style. And I can give all this information, and someone could start the next day.
So
literally.
The reason why I'm asking you is because I don't know if you knew this, but I'm starting a platform called Be Social Savvy, and it's for real estate agents like yourself. And I've got you on my list to be one of the mentors. And so your materials would be put there, and they would go out to across the country to all real estate agents. And of course, hopefully there'll be fallout and we'll get referrals. You'll get referrals. And get more connections with agents. But nobody that I know is doing this the way that I've designed this site. The site is actually built. It's built, I think we just put Pinky up there this past week. It was a bad week for her because it was the week of her son's passing. I think that was Thursday.
She's so eloquent. She's so eloquent. I just.
Well, so what we have is we have her bio, and then a calendar of, when she's going to be doing events. And then below it, any of the content that she's developed that she wants to share. So I would like you, and I've got Pinky. I'm going to try to get Gary V to do something. And then I don't know if of course, Chelsea.
Oh,
Pitts.
yeah.
Is it Pitts?
Pites. P-E-I-T-Z.
Yeah. So I have a connection with Fidelity Title. So I'm going to try to get her to, because she's really a great spokesperson, and get her on there. And so get some really top-notch people on that Be Social Savvy site, and have other realtors learn from us. And then once we get it to where we have enough content, then we are going to start charging for and share the profits.
Cool.
We can't hear you now, Michelle. I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That sounds fantastic, Ruth.
So that goes along with continuing to help agents be better agents and understand social media. And it's all about helping people. Just like, you like helping, the probate side, and then that would help other realtors learn how to do that. And so I'm just trying to snowball the helping people aspect of our
I
life.
love it.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Hey, Ruth, have you heard of ManyChat, the whole like bot system on Facebook?
No.
Have you looked into that? Look into that for a second, because I guess Facebook created as part of one of their tools to do like automatic bots back to, like, if someone visits your page, you can like program whatever, and then like program certain questions that they hear, and then they can respond for you automatically. But the interesting thing is when someone like opts in to do the ManyChat, right? So you
How
get,
do you spell that?
I think it's called MANNY chat. Just type it in Google, like Facebook ManyChat, like Facebook bot. And the reason I bring it up, because I know you're into technology, I want you to research it a little bit, is because I had a friend that's doing this ultra conservative. He's doing ultra conservative political stuff, and he's selling merchandise, and he's gotten people to go to opt into his Facebook Messenger bot system, and he gets a 90 or like 89% open rate on the Facebook Messenger messages. All right. So you're talking about email type open rates from the 1990s,
Right.
right? With Facebook Messenger. Obviously he has a very targeted audience that's very, passionate about the subject matter, and he's offering merchandising that really just fuels the fire of this ultra conservative side of what he's doing. So, but interesting, he showed me the stats, and I was like, wow, 89% open rate. Yeah. And he was getting better than 10% click through to the link that he was offering. So
I have a chat bot. I do have one. I had one built for my Las Vegas gifts and gear store. And so it's up and running. And so what I do is, whenever there's a Golden Knights game, for instance, I put it out there in the chat bot to all the people who have joined. And of course, I have the link to the bottom for them to go and buy a Golden Knights mug or something like that. It's still in its infancy, but I do believe in chat bots. I know Aaron Taylor uses chat bots for his that go out to all of he's got a fantastic sphere of influence, of course, but his agents on his team get phone calls constantly because of this, because of the chat bot and the nature of it, and how the chat bot knows pretty much the type of questions people are going to ask. And so then they respond accordingly. And it's like you're having a real conversation, but you're not. But then somebody calls you. So, I've seen it work. I'm interested in it, and it could work for what I'm trying to do with the Be Social Savvy site as well.
Sure.
Went out there to, I know exactly how to do. Oops, we lost Michelle.
Oh, we lost Michelle.
Yeah, I know exactly how to do, the video ads to get people to go and do something. So to take action. So anyway, there's so many things that people can be doing to generate business and things like that.
Absolutely.
Well, we're going way over time today, but Michelle is so interesting, and she's got a lot to offer. She's very good at speaking. I think she's coming back into the lobby. Maybe not.
If we get her back, have her say goodbye, and then let's, when's the next social media marketing class?
Yeah, hi, Michelle. We lost you there for a minute. So anyway, my next class is April the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th from 10 to 2 at North American Title. It's all about social media, LinkedIn, Facebook advertising. We give tactics and strategies, and how to do live video and create community with the people that buy into your offering with the leads. And it really works. We have people in class that get leads right in class. It's amazing. They're like, oh my gosh, this really works. And so if you're interested, just call Siri. Siri is our customer service gal. Yes, her name is Siri. And that's her phone number, 702-990-0480. Or you can just go on to the agentformula.com website and sign up. Just go under the training section and click on the register and join us. We had a great group last month. It was just fantastic. We had a packed house, and everybody learned so much. And they got business out of it while they were there. So, and it's very affordable. It's only $99 for 12 hours of social media training, tactics and strategies that nobody else will teach you because they don't know the tactics and strategies that work. I'm about 65,000 into Facebook advertising, so I've tried a lot of things, and
you know what you're doing.
It kind of works. Yeah. My husband can't even keep up. I mean, he doesn't even try. Anyway, I could go on forever for 12 hours, but I'm not going to.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Michelle. Yeah.
I'm going to need a picture of you. I'm going to, we'll start working on your section of the Be Social Savvy site. And it's going to be exciting. It's going to be an exciting new venture. And I think everybody's going to learn from it. And it's going to be good because we all like to give.
Yeah, absolutely. So where can people find you, Michelle, if they want to get in touch with you, kind of ask you questions?
Oh, yeah. They can find me at my real estate website, which is callthebees.com, because I'm Michelle B. So BEE, callthebees.com. And if they want to know, I'm sorry?
Spell it for me because I want to put it on the screen.
Oh, CALL, call the THE bees, BEES.com. Call the bees.
All the BEES.
Yeah, .com. And from that site, you can get to Boca. So there's a link there for Boca Raton Lifestyle. And anything else that you're interested in.
Is that, did I say it right? Call the bees.
Yeah, callthebees.com.
Okay.
How many O's in the hashtag SoBoca?
3.
Okay.
3.
So you can find her on Instagram. Just type in hashtag so with 3 O's Boca.
Actually, Instagram will not take the hashtag, so it's just so Boca.
Okay, so 3 O's, right? So 3 O's after the so, right? So SOOO.
Oh, yeah. 3 O's.
BOCA. Yeah, SOOO and no space.
No space.
No space.
There you go.
Right.
I got it.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, that's where you can find me on Instagram. And if you have the hashtag in front of it, you'll find the hashtag all over the place.
Yeah.
All right. Fantastic.
Well, thank you, Michelle, so much. And thank you again, Marketing Max. And we will see everybody next week.
Next Saturday.
Yes.
8:30 Pacific.
8:30.
All right. Have a great week.
And I'll be
awesome, guys. Thank you, and happy St. Patrick's Day. Almost.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.